Hello. Geonodes camera is a modifier tool for camera animation in Blender. Blender's default camera comes with a limited amount of movement controls. Let's say you have a sequence with fast moving objects and you need the camera to capture their motion without putting in much effort. This tool will make it a breeze. You can also track geometry nodes objects with ease. It's available on Superhive. You can get it from the link in the description. This tool works with Blender version 4.2 and above. Alright, I am now in Blender version 4.4 with a default scene. Let's delete everything and start fresh. Once you download the blend file, append a collection called Geonodes Camera. Then click on the plane object and go to the modifier tab. Here is the modifier. Here we have the setup, which is a plane with the modifier applied and a camera. Select the camera and make it the active camera, and you can start using it. You can also mark the collection as an asset and save the blend file in your Blender Assets folder, which you get over here in Preferences. Let's go to the asset browser. And there we have it. Now you can use it in any file. Drag it into your scene from the asset browser and go to the bottom left menu and turn off the instance checkmark. Now you can click the plane object and it is ready to use. The plane object is disabled in renders, so it won't show up in renders. Click on the plane, bring it to the center, and let's see how it works. Add a cube as the target object and move it away. Now pick the target and turn on track target. Excellent. Move the cube or the camera and it will always have the target in center. Don't move the actual camera, just the plane. The camera will follow the plane. If no target is selected, the camera will look at its own object center. Let's again pick the cube and use follow target. With follow target, it will move along with the target. Give it some offset and bring it out. Now move the target and the camera would follow. The camera rotation can help you frame your scene and can also be used to add camera shake using noise modifier. For orbiting motion, you can turn on show orbit and you won't be able to see anything unless you give it some offset. And now you can see the orbit. The position offset acts as the orbit radius. To move the camera along the orbit, you can either use angle offset or turn on auto orbit for constant orbiting motion. This works great for turntable animations. You can even tilt the orbit in X or Y axis and rotate the entire object in Z axis to rotate the tilt. Just don't change the orientation of the camera plane or it won't align with the horizon. These orbit settings work the same even with follow target on. If you want to attach your camera to another moving object while tracking the target, you can use camera object. Pick an object to attach your camera to. It can also be an empty, and now your camera will follow the camera object while tracking the target. This can be used in cases such as if you want to track the motion of a plane from another plane. The orbit settings can also work with camera object. However, if follow target is on, then that will take precedence over camera object. So make sure that follow target is off if you want to use camera object. For using this modifier with geometry nodes, click the plane object and go to the geometry nodes tab. You can see two reroute nodes inside these purple frames which can take a position vector as input. The top one is for target position and the bottom node is for camera object. Let's take these spheres moving randomly. How do you track these? Go to the geometry node setup for this animation, take the necessary nodes that have the position vector, make a group node and come to the Geonodes camera setup. Call the group node you just made in this node tree. Now you can use the sample index node with the position node to extract the position vector and plug it in one of the reroute nodes. Set the domain of sample index as per your need. In this case, I will set it to instance. Now the camera is tracking one of the spheres. You can change the index and have it track any sphere you want. Similarly, you can do the same with the camera object input and have your camera attached to any one of these objects. All the other settings such as orbit and tracking work with geometry nodes as well. Also make sure that you have not used active camera node inside the Geonodes camera tree. It will for real break this setup. And finally, you can change your camera properties like focal length or depth of field by clicking on the camera. Now you have a camera setup that is fast to use and you can make fine adjustments to your camera animations easily. Alright, thanks for watching. Go check out the tool in the description and subscribe to the channel for more animation content.